comments multiple times. You guys are like, yo, I get it. You want to see how I make my thumbnails. So that's what I'm gonna do in this video after so many people asked. Alright, so before we get started, you're gonna need 3 things. You're gonna need Roblox Studio, Blender, and Photopea or Photoshop. Photopea is basically just like a free version of Photoshop that has it has less features, but it still works. And that's in browser, so you don't need to download anything, but obviously Roblox Studio and Blender are downloaded. Alright, so before we get anything started, Blender, Roblox Studio, you want to go to this website, polyhaven.com. So once you go into Polyhaven, what you want to do is go up to Assets and go to this one, the first one that says HDRIs. Alright, and then once you click on that, you should see these. It's just a bunch of skies and like balls, and these are all different types of lighting things that you can use. So you can just look around in this and see any lighting that like particularly looks good to you, but I'm gonna leak mine. So what I usually do is if you search up Clarins, I usually use one of these 3, but mostly I use Clarins Midday. So if you click on that and you can download it, if you have a computer that it doesn't have a lot of storage, get 1K or 2K. If you have like a decent amount of storage, or you have like a powerful PC, get 4K to 8K. There's no reason that you should be getting 16 or 24K. It's just a waste of space on your computer, and yeah. So then you're gonna want to click download, and obviously it's gonna download. So this is basically just going to be the lighting that we're going to use for our thumbnail. And the next website you're going to go on is blender.org. So you just press download, and the type of computer that you have should just pop up here. But if it doesn't, then just press the little drop down arrow. It should 100% be here. And then you just press download Blender. Once you download Blender, you need to go to the 3rd link in the description. I'm going to have all the links, by the way, in the description. You're going to want to go to the 3rd one. You want to go to where it says Paint Rig V3. It's going to bring you to a Google Drive link, and you simply press download. Okay, so as you can see, it's done downloading. Okay, so now that we got all the stuff that's needed to download, we can go back to Roblox and go to the Create tab. This is obviously just Roblox Studio. And you're going to press Create Experience, and then click on Base Plate, make a base plate. The next thing you need to do when you're in Roblox Studio is go over here where it says Models, press the little arrow, and press Plugins, alright? And you're going to need to type in Load Character. And there's no need to buy the $5 one. I don't know what the difference is between Load Character Lite and this one, but I just get the free one. Everyone gets the free one. I don't know what the difference is. But once you just click on this, it should download. I already have it installed, but you just press install and it'll download. So then what you want to do is go up to the top and press plugins, alright? And you should just delete this spawn thing because we don't support spawnism. Anyway, you want this thing should pop up at the top where it says load character. So you just want to click that. And alright. And then depending on who you want to load, you're most likely going to want to load yourself. So you just type in your own username. It's going to load your current avatar, okay? So this is obviously my current avatar. And whatever you do, do not press spawn R15. It makes everything so much easier if you press spawn R6. And make sure there's a little white X in spawn at origin, okay? Make sure that's there. So press spawn R6. And you'll see your avatar's right there. And my avatar, my avatar's loaded. You want to click on your username up in the Explorer and go down to here where it says position. And make this 1 into a 3. So it should say 0, 3, 0. Alright. So now that we have our little dude, you want to right click on it, go down to save/export, and go to export selection, and then export it. You probably want to make a new folder. I tried to record this video so many times, but my files kept corrupting. So we're gonna call this "Please Don't Corrupt" in this file, and then you want to go and you can name it whatever you want. I'm just gonna name it Bob because I feel like it. All right. So now that it's saved, go to your files and just double click on Paint Rig V3. And once you've done that, it should look a little something like this, where it's just like a purple Roblox sky and there's weird stuff on the top. All right. So you're probably wondering, how do I get my Roblox guy not to be purple? So what you want to do, click on the head, and then you're gonna want to go up to these little node things, and you see this little orange one that says Sparkden 21 text. You want to go to this little file icon, not this, but this one. Click it, and where did I save? And then you want to go to wherever it's saved, and mine's called Please Don't Corrupt. There's gonna be a bunch of different handles, but just use every single one until it works. I know for mine it's handle 3. These are the textures of my accessories. So if you go to, I know mine is handle 3, yours might not be handle 3, so just try all of them. And you press open image. And then you'll see it's my avatar, but I'm bald and I have nothing. I have no hair, I have no hats, I have nothing. So if you have to follow this step very carefully or else it won't work. You want to go all the way to the top and press file. Go all the way down to import right here. Go all the way down to wavefront.obj, second to last, legacy, to load a wavefront obj file, and just click it. And you're gonna go down to that same folder that you downloaded it to, and make sure you don't select the MTL one. Make sure it's the OBJ one, okay? And make sure you go down to geometry, and you want to click on this little box by split by group. Make sure it's split by group. If it's not, then it won't work. Then press import OBJ. All right. So now we have all my accessories. You're probably wondering, why are they clear? And that's because Blender's default mode makes Roblox items clear. I don't know why. So we don't need this top bar anymore. So you can just zoom all the way up. All right. So what you want to do is go up to this little, I don't know what this is called, but the toolbox thing, and go to the sidebar and click on this little sphere. You want to scroll all the way down to viewport display and click on that. And you're gonna see blend mode, alpha blend, make that opaque. And you'll see that my hair is already not clear. So you just want to go down the line and do that for all your accessories. And if you only have a few accessories, then you only have to do it a few times, but I have a bunch. So go down the line, and yeah, all these are opaque already. And see, now they're solid colors. Okay. So now you'll see that it's gonna have your username, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're just gonna hold shift on the first one and keep holding shift and select the last one and press X. That's how you delete stuff in Blender. So now we're just left with your hats. All right. So now follow follow these steps very carefully. Select the top handle again while holding shift and select the bottom one. So all of them are selected. And you can take your finger off of shift now. Shift. And now what you want to do is go up to eye head attachments while holding control. So hold control while pressing A head attachments. All right. So now you'll see that they all are selected. While holding control, you just want to press P. And then you'll see set parent to, and just press object. Set parent to object. So now what that does is makes it so, say I want to move my avatar, it will connect the head accessories to my head, because if you don't do that, then I'm gonna do why we downloaded that HDRI earlier. If you go down to here, there's 4 different modes. There's this wire mode. There's this solid mode where you don't see the textures. There's the viewport one, which is the one that you're mostly gonna be in. I don't know what these are called, but this is the one that you're mostly gonna be in. And this one shows all of your shading, and it's gonna be really laggy. And yeah. Oh, and to move around in Blender, I don't know why I didn't mention this. You have to hold down your scroll wheel and hold it down while dragging your mouse around. That's how you move around in Blender like that. All right. So now what you're gonna do is come over to the sidebar again and click on this earth thing. And then you're gonna click on the little yellow sphere next to color, and then click on environment textures, the third one down here. And you'll see, oh, it's purple. Fear not. We go to this file and press open. And then once you click on that, you're gonna search whatever HDRI you got, whatever the name was. Mine's Clarence, and that's the best one. So then you're gonna select it and press open image. And now you'll see that there's shading and there's a hilly background. And I like to make mine on strength 2 because I feel like strength 1 isn't bright enough. So you're probably wondering, I don't want my thumbnail to have like a hills background and Clarence. So what you're gonna do is go all the way to the top of this bar on render properties. Click it, and it has a little TV icon. Go all the way down here to film and click on that transparent, and now the background's transparent, but we still have that good lighting. And you won't see the lighting in this mode, but you'll only see it in the viewport shading mode, or whatever it's called. So you'll only see it when you're on this mode, the shading. So we're gonna go back to here. And now you're probably saying, like, I don't want my guy just to be standing still. You'd be correct, because I don't want mine standing still either. I'm gonna do a little pointing pose, because I'm making the thumbnail for this video. So whatever thumbnail for this video is the one I'm currently making. So you're gonna want to click directly on one of these black lines. It doesn't really matter which. It just matters which joint you want to move first. So I'm gonna click this one. You have to click directly onto it. It won't work if you don't click like directly on the black line. You want to go down here where it says object mode and change that to pose mode. Okay? And then you want to click directly on the black line again, make sure it's yellow, and you can click on whatever settings you want, but I'm gonna go on rotate first. And obviously rotate will make the arm rotate. That's crazy, guys. And you can click on any of these nodes and rotate it to your liking and do whatever kind of rotations you want to do. And like, if say I want to rotate my head all this way, I can. Say I want to rotate my back like this, boom, 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 dancing, dancing. Say I want to rotate my legs. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna pose this and get back to you guys. All right, so this is a very basic pose. Yeah, so this is just a very basic pointing pose, and make sure you guys make it look semi-realistic. Like, nobody's legs are always perfectly straight, so you want to bend the legs a little bit, rotate the legs a little bit. So this is my pose. And if you check the shading one, then you'll see that's your pose, but plus shading. All right, so now what you're gonna do is go back down to where it says pose mode and go back to object mode. All right. So now you can't pose it. If you were to try to move it, just go up and down, left and right, and this and that. You just want to stay on object mode and press Shift A. Once you press Shift A, this whole like menu should pop up. You want to go down to camera. All right. So click on camera, and you'll see that there's a little camera guy that pops up here. And if you move that and press set active camera, you'll see that the camera is where it is. So I know there's a way that you can like move the camera while in set active camera mode, but I just don't know how, like, at all. So what I do is I just mess around with the camera until I get an angle I like. I kind of want the angle to be down by my arm. And to get out of the set active camera mode, by the way, you have to press on your mouse scroll wheel. So that's how you get out of it. I just like to mess around with my camera until I get an angle that I like. Oh, still not. And if you want to zoom out, you gotta click directly on this line, and it'll show you where it previously was. So I want mine zoomed out a little bit more. So, and you press start active camera, and then yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, you can like rotate the camera too. And I kind of like my render to take up most of the screen. So that's why I like making mine big. You don't have to make yours up here this large on camera. Alright, so I just moved my head up a little bit so it's not clipping the shirt. And yeah, this is my final pose. It's just gonna be pointing. You guys can do whatever kind of pose you want. Once you're done, you want to go all the way up to here where it says render. And you're gonna want to press render image. And this is just gonna render your avatar with all the shading. And it's gonna make everything look smoother and all good and stuff. So let's just wait for that. Alright, so you'll know when the render is done, when this little bar is not all the way over here, it's just like small right here. So then what you're gonna wanna do is press image and save as. And I like to save mine in pictures because it's a picture. And I just named them the most random stuff, as you can see. So I'm just gonna name this 0, A, 2, 1, W. It doesn't matter what you name the image. So then I'm gonna save the image. And now we're at the last step. which is post-production / editing / whatever you want to call it. So you want to go to, I can't type right now, Photopea.com. This is the website. Just press start using Photopea, and it'll bring you to this. So what you're gonna want to do is press new project, and then YouTube thumbnail, because that's what we're making, a YouTube thumbnail. Usually I just delete this or make it, or turn off the opacity for the background. So then what you're gonna want to do is go to File, Open in Place. Not open, but open in place. Go to Images and go to wherever you saved it. Mine's obviously right here, so I'm just gonna load that in. And the layer, it might be on the wrong layer, so you just want to drag this up over the background. And that's why I like to delete. Now I can delete my background, so we don't need that. And I'm just gonna move this around, and if you want to make it bigger, you have to make sure that this little box is checked. Transform controls, okay? So now what you're gonna want to do is just, you don't need to, but I just like to make mine as big as possible. And even, you want to go to Filter and Lens Correction. It'll make it so like it corrects to the, like it as if it was a camera lens. And yeah, so that's how I do the render itself. But now it's time for shading. So every time you add something, you're gonna want to go right click on this and press Convert to Smart Object. And that what the heck is this ad? And that basically just turns all the edits that you did into one cohesive layer. So what I like to do now too is go to Image, Adjustments, Hue and Saturation, and just turn the saturation a bunch. Not until my skin's like orange, but right before that. And I have to turn the lightness up a bit too. Alright, so now Convert to Smart Object. And I like shading heavily on my thumbnails. You don't really need to, but that's how I make mine stylized. So what we're gonna want to do is press this little paper button. That's how you make a new layer. And you want to right click on that and press Clipping Mask. And then you're gonna just go into the brush tool, and you're gonna want to pick the color of whatever item you're gonna do first. Just trust the process. So basically what I like to do is I like to color whatever, I like to basically like airbrush on items of a certain color. Like I like to, you'll see. So since my shirt is blue, I'm gonna get the blue and just outline it and scribble in it. It doesn't really matter what you do. All right, and my hat is also this baby blue color. So then you're gonna want to go up to Image and Adjustments and make the saturation like extremely saturated, like 100. And then you're gonna want to go to Filter, Blur, and Gaussian Blur. And you're just gonna want to blur it to the point where you can't really see the strokes, but you can see that it's like kind of airbrushy. And just press OK. And this is what I do on my thumbnails. And you want to go to blending options, and I like to put the opacity around 50, so it's not fully visible. Alright, so now I'm gonna make a new layer that goes under this one, and also clipping mask for the pants. Pick a color, get the brush tool, and just like scribble. Doesn't really matter, but make sure you get the outline at least. It doesn't really matter what's on the inside. Just scribble on the outline. Image, Adjustments, Hue / Saturation. Saturation, not all the way up for the pants because it's like khaki, but a decent amount up. Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur to the point where you can't really see the strokes, but it's just airbrush, and do that for all the colors. So I'm gonna come back once it's done. Alright, well that's basically done because you don't really need to do it for black, you just need to do it for the main colors. Alright, so the next clipping mask you're going to do is so make a new layer, clipping mask, and then yeah, as you guys get the drill. But for this one, you're gonna want to outline all like the areas of like this, like all the blocky parts. You're gonna outline it and make sure you got all the joints and like all the faces, I guess you could say. Just outline it like this. Again, it doesn't really matter how sloppy your outlining is, it's gonna get blurred anyway, but just slightly. And get like a knee joint here. This will be shaded a little bit. I'll get that. like that. My hair is black, so I'm just gonna do some shading for the black. All right, yeah. And then I like to make, like, for chest, like a little triangle. But I'm buff for Red Wars. All right, so now go to filter, gauge. Oh, not box blur. Gaussian blur. Blur, Gaussian blur. And you're just gonna blur it to the point where you can barely see it, as always. Blending options, opacity. Keep clicking like 52. Alright. So, shading is almost done, guys. I like to put this above all the other ones, because then it's like, yeah. And another layer, last layer. I'm sorry, guys. Last layer. You want to do white, your highlights. And just get the highlights on one side, because I'm going to have the lighting come from this side, so that makes sense to have that. Alright, filter, blur, Gaussian blur, blah 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 blah. You get the gist. Button options. I'm not gonna do that as much. Alright, so as you can see, without the blur, it's not as like stylized. So that's why I like having like an airbrushy look. Okay. And, well, last thing, sorry guys, last thing, you want to go to layer, inner glow, and just make the size, it doesn't really matter, but make it white. And then make the opacity, or black, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to do black today. It depends on how dark you're trying to make your thumbnail. Alright, so that's all, and just for the cherry on top, I'm gonna have text that says how to make. And yeah, guys, basically the thumbnail. And if you want to save this, obviously, file, export as PNG. How to make is what I'm gonna name it.